welcome to Crafters TV. My name is Ben Mosby. Thank you for joining us this Wednesday afternoon / morning. Nearly said Monday. It's my Monday, but it's definitely Wednesday. And we are here with a masterclass. And I tell you what, the excitement about this is palpable. I mentioned yesterday on my own Facebook page that this was coming. So many of you hugely excited about the fact that we have got the Ultimate Pro on Crafters TV. The thing is we were under the impression that the majority of our viewers already had this here in the UK, but actually, it seems like loads of you have been snapping up the deals already. So whether or not you have this already or you're thinking about grabbing it, this masterclass is basically going to take you back to basics. It's going to show you everything that you can do with this amazing crafting tool. I'm seeing it for the first time, and from the messages that I've been getting on my Facebook page, those of you that already have it say that it is such a brilliant crafting tool for all sorts of different crafts. So if you've already got it, stay with us because you're going to see so many different projects over the course of the next 2 hours. If you haven't already got it, you're going to be wanting to get your hands on it. Now, I must tell you as well that during the course of the masterclass, we want to make it nice and interactive. Any questions that you've got, get them in. It is actually National Ask a Stupid Question Day today. We always say here on Crafters TV, there is no such thing as a stupid question. So, ask away that question that you want to ask about the Ultimate Pro, whatever it might be, whether there's a particular thing that you can make with it, whether there's a particular way of making different things with the Ultimate Pro. Get those questions in, and over the course of the 2 hours, we are going to give somebody a £20 or $20 voucher to spend with us here at Crafters TV. And all you have to do is get a question in. Now, as I've said, we're expecting to see lots of demos. We're expecting to get all of your questions as well, but do not miss out on this amazing bit of kit. Now, as I've said, you can get those questions in now, or if we're sort of 20 minutes into the show and something springs to mind, you can get it in 20 minutes into the show. It's entirely up to you, but remember, get those questions in for your chance to win that voucher. We'll do the draw about 15 minutes before the end of the show. Now, to show you through the Ultimate Pro, we had to have the Ultimate Pro in the studio with me. It is the one and only Sara. Afternoon.
Oh, the Ultimate Pro. I'll take that. I'll take that. Yes, this is going to be a masterclass and a half. This is literally our flagship product that we are famous for all over the world, that we've sold over 250,000 units of all around the world. The only product ever to win the major award for innovation the year it was launched in the UK, the US, and also in Europe. And it is probably the #1 product, certainly in our portfolio, but the one that everyone talks about. The problem is, we just take it for granted, Ben, and just assume, oh, everyone knows the Ultimate, everyone has the Ultimate, but it's because you guys have been asking that we're doing this masterclass today. And actually, what I've said is, we need to do Ultimate masterclasses regularly. So we'll do one today, and then we'll do another one in a few weeks. We'll try and do them on a regular burning questions. Just let us know. Now, I do need to explain one thing.
Yes.
We've got people watching in the UK and people watching in the US, right? The Ultimate is different in the UK to in the US, but only just marginally. In fact, if you come in close and have a little look at the two of them, you might see what it is. So what it is, Ben, here in the UK, all of our paper sizes are A4 paper sizes. So when we do a half fold card or a gatefold card, it is half fold of A4 or half fold or gatefold of A4, for example. Whereas in America, they have a different standard paper size, which is US letter, which is 8.5 inches by 11. To give you the idea, I've got some A4 and 8.5 inch by 11 here. Can you see? One is slightly shorter and slightly wider, right? So it's almost the same, but just a little bit different. The problem is, just a little bit different would really throw it out if you've got, different paper sizes. So what happens is, in the UK, which one's the UK one? This is the UK one. All of our paper sizes work with A4, and on the underside, all of the envelopes work with our standard size envelopes. If you're ordering this for the US, you order the US version, which has our 8.5 by 11 sizes on and all the envelopes in that. Everything else is identical. Same product, we just slightly move the lines depending on where you're buying from in the world. So I hope that makes sense.
Absolutely. And listen, we must just recap and tell you that this is, of course, is a masterclass. So we're going to be putting Sara through her paces. She's basically said she's up for taking requests. So if there's anything that you want to see, we're going to put Sara to the test. Anything that you want to know as well, ask those questions, because today is International Ask a Silly Question Day. There are no silly questions here, all right? So if you're completely brand new to this, get those questions in. Get social with us on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube as well. If you perhaps, a lot of people were saying to me that they've got this and never really used it for a while because they've forgotten how to do certain things. If you've forgotten how to do something with your Ultimate Pro, get those questions in, because not only will we endeavour to answer as many questions as we can, but also we are going to be giving one lucky person the chance of winning either a £20 or $20 voucher to spend with us here at Crafters Companion. All you got to do is ask a question related to the Ultimate Pro. Normally it's my job to come up with the questions, I think, but I'm going to sit back and take a back seat today and let you ask those questions. It is your turn today. We want to make this nice and interactive. We want you to get those questions in. Now, as I've said, Sara is going to do a thorough masterclass over the course of the next couple of hours. But in case you are brand new to this, like me, and you wanted a bit of a overview as to what this amazing bit of kit is all about, here's a little video with some more information.
The Ultimate Crafter's Companion is an all-in-one compact carry case which is going to allow you to score, measure, trim, emboss and embellish. The case incorporates 10 vital paper crafting tools, all rolled into one lightweight and portable product. If you're crafting at home, this makes a great workstation, or the carry case design allows you to easily pack up everything you need for crafting on the move. With the Ultimate Crafter's Companion, you can make hundreds of different cards in all shapes and sizes. Working with standard card and paper sizes, you can fold anything, from basic bifolds, trifolds and gatefold cards, right up to pop-outs, jump-up cards, or even more complex keepsake books. Simply rest your cardstock against the carefully calculated grid lines, read off the desired size, and use one of the specially designed scoring tools to create an accurate and very professional crease. Every card needs an envelope, and with the Ultimate Crafter's Companion, you can make envelopes in any shape and size to match all of your handmade cards. Package your delicate craft projects in colour-coordinated matching envelopes and add a professional finishing touch. No longer will you be restricted to making cards to correspond with ready-made envelope sizes. With hundreds of possible size combinations, your imagination is the limit. And for those really special dimensional cards, you can create 3D box envelopes to not only house but also protect your handmade card creations. Create your own boxes in any shape and size, from a matchbox right up to a shoebox. All of the calculating and measuring has been taken care of for you, so you can simply follow the guide and create custom sized boxes which fit together perfectly. Triangular, hexagonal, diamond shaped boxes are all possible, as well as your regular boxes. You can also create specialised exploding boxes or expanding boxes too. You can even make your own favour boxes for those special occasions. Any craft toolbox should include a paper trimmer, and when you're crafting on the go with the Ultimate Paper Crafting Tool, you'll need a paper trimmer at your fingertips. The integrated trimmer stores inside the tool and clips into place for easy access. The ergonomically designed cutting mouse holds a standard size blade which is very easy to replace. Create delicate embellishments for your paper crafting projects with the integrated bow maker. The simple 6-step process will allow you to create perfect bows in an instant. For paper embellishments, you can use the decorative embossing shapes which are featured throughout the board. Emboss onto specialist papers, vellums or even acetate to create your own intricate toppers. Everything you need comes included with the tool and stores inside for easy access. Each unit includes a full colour instruction book, cutting mouse and ruler, the bow making pegs and 2 specially designed scoring and embossing tools. Whether you're crafting on the move or using this as a complete workstation at home, the Ultimate Crafter's Companion provides you with all the tools you need at your fingertips. Once you've mastered the basics, you can progress onto more advanced projects with the Ultimate DVD. create your own wedding and party invitations. Make specialist gift boxes and decorative ornaments. Take your paper crafting onto the next level and maximise the potential of this fantastic 10-in-1 paper crafting tool.
There you go. So there is the Ultimate Pro in a nutshell. And who was that lady speaking on the video with a very posh telephone voice? I'm not quite sure. How long ago was that film then? And you had your telephone voice on, didn't you?
So that was about 10 years ago when we first launched the Ultimate. And I used to get so nervous, you know, when we would do, because I had to record the voiceover.
Yeah.
But do you know what? I learned that. At one point I could say, the Ultimate Crafter's Companion is an all-in-one compact carry case, which is going to allow you to score, measure, trim, emboss and embellish. The 10-foot, honestly, I could have done the whole 3.5 minutes and I could just rattle it all off like that. But I wanted to show you that video because that is basically a flavour of what I'm going to give you in the next 2 hours. So we're going to go through card making, box making, envelope making. I'm going to show you how to use the paper trimmer, the ribbon shaper. I'm going to take all of your questions. There's something specific you want to say. I'll try and do everything. If we don't get to everything, I'll point you in the right direction of where to go and find that out. Ben's already been inundated with questions. This is brilliant. I am here at your disposal. You ask me what you want to need to know. And what I'm going to do is, in case you didn't hear us explain at the beginning, the US and the UK Ultimates are slightly different when it comes to card making and envelope making. The technique is identical. The line is just in a slightly different place. So what I'll do is sometimes I'll use the UK, sometimes I'll use the US, but I'll always explain. But it sounds like I'm overcomplicating it. That's just because I know that I'm speaking to people all over the world with different paper sizes. So don't worry, it's not... You don't have to worry. You will get the right Ultimate for, if you're ordering in the US, you'll get the US one. If you're ordering in the UK, you'll get the UK one. Or Europe. Anywhere else in Europe, you'll get the UK version.
And just to say as well, with the UK version, we had so many of you buy this before the show. The stock is dwindling to the point, I think that the UK version is almost gone. However, we are going to move a bit of the stock around so that we're able to get more stock of the UK version out very soon. That's right, isn't it?
Yeah, tell them honestly what we've done. We've rang round all of our shops this morning and said, pull all of your Ultimates off the shelves, get everything from the storeroom. You need to send everything up to head office because we've completely ran out of Ultimates just on the pre-sales alone for this show. So we are in the process of getting them up from our stores. So I promise, I know it's not ideal. We're probably going to sell out of UK, the European version of the old one during the show. We're in the middle of having another production run made. So even if you don't get a chance to buy the product today, you can always watch this and learn. And then as soon as we're back in stock, just click that little button on the website and it'll tell you when it comes back into stock. So you'll be able to get hold of that.
As I said, I'm inundated already with questions here. Just to mention, if you already have the Ultimate Pro, we do have the DVD bundle as well for you. Details coming up at the bottom of the screen for you. Basically, $14.99 today with, well, hopefully we're going to answer lots of questions for you today that you need to know the answer to, but that is available for you, and I'll go through that in more detail in just a little bit. But I want to get cracking with the demos. I want to get cracking with your questions as well. This bundle is amazing. It is the Ultimate Pro bundle, and you get so much within it. And remember, it's going to allow you to do so much as well. You know, we're giving you the opportunity to do card making with this, envelope making with this, box making. It's a paper trimmer. You can make your bows on here with the ribbon shaper, so many different things. But you're obviously going to get your Ultimate Pro. You're also going to get with this your boxer board. Again, if you're wondering what this is all about, all will be explained. And then you're going to get your embossing boards. Now, the embossing boards, you've got your special treats and you've got your sweet things. These are going to allow you to make things like, for example, what else have you got here?
Like
popcorn boxes.
Popcorn boxes, little bird cages. They clip into your board as an extra to give you like extra decorative stuff. So once you've got the hang of it, you've got all this extra decorative stuff. So we've just thrown them in. Basically, you buy the Ultimate Pro, we've shoved a load of stuff in for free today. Yeah,
and you also get a CD-ROM as well with loads of paper grafting sheets and embellishments and all sorts on there as well. It's a massive bundle for $39.99. 40% off or $69.95. So do not miss out. Keep those questions coming in. You are going to be busy, Sarah. Let me just tell you. There's so many questions. But let's get you started then with your first demo. What are you going to show us?
Right. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I think I'll start with the UK one. and then I'll just switch about the two of them. So I will walk you through both of them as we are in the course of the show. I bet those of you in the UK didn't know they had different paper sizes in America. Didn't know we had a different Ultimate over there.
Always
so
learning.
hopefully you've all learned something today. Right, it's one thing seeing it on the screen, but it's another thing seeing it in real life. So I'm just going to walk you through every area. So if you have a look at the front here, can you see this is what we call the card folding side. So it's going to do your gatefold, A5, gatefold A4, trifolds, half fold, square folds, half fold A5. And if I get the US one, you'll just see the lines are in a slightly different place. But again, gatefold, trifold, half fold, they're just slightly different place to where the other ones are. Okay, so it's exactly the same concept. Now, just to get a bit of jargon right out there from the off, Ben, right? What are different types of cards? So this is just a regular half fold card, and I've done very basic cards here just to illustrate the different types of folds. So this is just a half fold, and you can see you can do a half fold, or you could do a square one that's a half fold, right? Or you can do your long thin one. So in the UK, this is half of an A4. In the US, the equivalent is half of a US letter. This is an A5, is an A6, so it's half of that size. So it folds it in half again, right? So that's just your basic folds. Then we can move on to your gate folds. So it's the same thing, but they meet in the middle as a gate. So that's it. And I always say gate in my posh Sunday voice, because if I say it in my Sara voice, I say gate, gatefold, and everyone says, what are you saying? Gatefold. Gate. So it's a gatefold. So you can understand what I'm saying, okay? Same, you can do your gatefold in your shorter square ones. Then we move on to what's called a concertina. So you can do a 3-fold concertina, which is this sort of shape here. Or you could do a 4-fold concertina, which is this sort of shape here. I'm going to show you all of these in just a second. Then you can progress on to things like, oh, yeah, you got 3-fold, 4-fold. Perfect. Then you can move on to things like your pop-out cards. So I'm going to do a pop-out card for you. And again, everything you do, you can do in different sizes, Ben. So there's your smaller pop-out, your larger pop-out. It's all just different scoring lines.
Yes.
Or you can get really clever, and instead of popping out the middle, you can have it pop through the front. So this is what we call a K card. And if you have a look, I've done my posh Sunday voice again. A K card.
A K card?
If you have a look from the overhead camera, you'll see why.
Oh, yes.
It kicks out the front like a K.
Yes, K.
Not saying it with my a K, right? Then, if you want to get really advanced, we've got things like, this is called a diamond pop forward card.
Wow.
So this is another one that's in your instruction booklet, which is a really cute one. Then you can do different types of stepper cards. So this is like a side stepper. I actually have a little pile of cards where you can do a side stepper, a center stepper, an inverted central stepper, a left and a right. There's all sorts of steppers when you get stepping, right? Then, and on that DVD, you know, you've got the Ulti Cards DVD and Ulti Boxes. All of those are walked through on that DVD. Then you can do things like easel cards. So your easel cards are all made on here. That's an easel card. But if I just go around here and pick up my little pile of easel cards, when we say you can take it to the next level, that's a regular easel. This one here would be a twisted easel, right? So you can progress onto a twisted easel. This one here is then a diamond fold easel, right? So there is your diamond easel. Different look again, same style of card. We can do a 3-fold center easel. So can you see one with 2 twists as well? So brilliant. 2 twists on the side. Once you've learned the techniques, you can really build on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there's a 3-fold. Or here is like a 4-fold, where we can go 4 ways. I'll do this one from the overhead. 1, 2, 3, and then there's my 4th one. I'm got to get all my little step hold ups here with my little bits. There you go. So can you see that is then a 4-way easel. So you can really, and what I'm going to try and illustrate to you today is that I can show you the basics, but then I can show you how to get onto the more advanced stuff as well. That's what we're going to do. So, just to put it into perspective, Ben, that is what? About 30 different types of cards I've shown you?
Probably more.
We're only on the card folding section.
Yes.
Right? That is one of 10 functions that the Ultimate does. That's just the card folding. Every card you make needs an envelope.
Yes.
So when we get to the envelopes, which I'm going to show you as well, flip it over. This is your envelope making section. So you can do either regular envelopes. If I just get my little pile of envelopes here out, you can either do a regular envelope for every card that you've done, right? Or you can do a 3-dimensional envelope box.
Oh, yes.
So can you see how that's got that little bit of a gusset on the side? So that is done with this step on here, which again, I'm going to teach you. I'm going to show you all of this. So, and I've just got a pile of all. These are all your different UK size envelopes. Here I've got all of your US size envelopes. So let's just pick a nice one out. Let's pick a nice long thin one, right? So look, for example, there is the UK size 3-fold concertina. There is the US size 3-fold concertina. They might look identical. If I line them up, can you see one's about quarter of an inch shorter and about the same height. So it's just the only difference between the two boards, crikey, I need to remember which was which now. The only difference between the two boards is slightly adjusted where the lines are on those two outer boards. So card making, envelope making, and I've already got a big mess. We've got stuff everywhere, right? Are you ready? I'm going to open it up now.
Right.
So when you open it up, don't you go anywhere, pile of cards, right? More cards
chaos.
here. Oh my life,
right.
Now. When we open it up, okay?
Yeah.
It forms a complete workstation. And actually, everywhere is also a little storage compartment.
Got you.
So this is where you store your extra boards. So in the bundle we've got today, you get the extra boxer board.
Yes.
You also get those sweet treats. Look what you do. You flip this over and they clip onto here, right?
Brilliant.
So can you see, if you're wanting to use, you know how you see me do accurate scoring? This gives you a score line and you've got all your measurements in inches, or we flip over and you've got all your measurements in centimetres.
Amazing.
So that gives you a lot more. So that is just that first section, right? Oh, that's that section of the board. Pop this in its little house. And you saw we also had that section which has space to put your DVDs if you buy them. You just twist them onto there. You've got your full instruction booklet comes with it. You get 2 tools. Now somebody has asked a question about tools, haven't they, Ben?
There has been a question about tools. Can you explain to Sandra the 2 different scoring tools and the purpose of each end? Brilliant.
Have a little look. Let me get you. I'll put these onto like a nice clean bit and we'll have a little zoom in, a Sara zoom.
Here we go.
So can you see? You've got a very fine ball tool, which is what I do most of my scoring with. Then you've got a medium size and a large. So what I find is for things like acetate, you're going to use your very, very fine scoring tool. For most of my card scoring, I do this tool. If I want to do decorative embossing, I use the larger head. And then also sometimes you want to do really tight scoring, you're going to use, it's like a bone folder. Also, they've both got a flat edge so you can burnish with them.
Great.
I'll show you that as we're going, okay? So you have your tools in here, Ben. You've got, these are for doing your bow making. You saw that in the instruction booklet. You had the little bow making pegs. This is your paper trimmer. So your paper trimmer is going to slot, just make sure we've got all these into place and that shuts down. Paper trimmer slots into place in the centre, right?
Amazing.
Now, I'm going to be honest, is it as good a paper trimmer as what like our guillotines are? No, absolutely not, right? But if you're out and about, you've got your ultimate out and you need to trim something, it's a perfectly adequate paper trimmer. So can you see if I open this up, it just takes a standard size blade, okay? So I'm going to pop that into position and then when I'm ready to cut something, so I'm just going to take a regular sheet of A4 here. And if I want to cut this in half, all I do is you can either use the score line or let's have a look. I know A4 is just less than 6 inches. So I can come along here, I can do my cut on there and that'll cut that absolutely perfectly, right? So now I've got 2. That's a sheet of A4 in half. Or if I'm doing my 8.5 by 11 in half, we're working in the US because the inside's the middle. Half of 8.5 by 11 is 5.5. So I come to my 5.5 inches along here, hold my ruler in place, and then there is my half fold on that one, right? So that's how your paper trimmer works, Ben, right? Now I've got some cardstock cut into size should we go and do some scoring? Although I've just had some bad news.
Yeah, we've just heard that we are now out of stock, unfortunately, in the UK. We did have a message from Georgia saying, can we in the US get the A4 version? Well, the UK version is gone now, so no. However, as I say, we are going to try and get this back as soon as possible. It is still available in the US though, so if you are watching this in the US, you can still get it. If you pop in your email though on our website, we will be able to notify you when we get that back in stock. The level of demand for it, amazing. So well done if you have got your hands on it. Still get those questions in though. And as I said, if you are watching in the US, we do still have stock available for you. Send in your photos too, because lots of people sending in pictures of what they've done with their Ultimate Pro. And I tell you what, I don't know where we're going to start with these questions, because literally we've got about 20 or 30 questions already, Sarah. So you just shout when you want a request/question, and we'll probably be here till about 10 o'clock tonight. I'm not joking.
It's all good, it's all good. Right, I'm going to start and just show you some of the bits. Now I've explained what all the parts of the board do.
Yep.
I'm going to show you a couple of basics. Now I'll jump to my US one so that I can, seeing as we can at least tell that, I'll try and jump between the two, okay? Now let's have a little look. A little bit of a tip, by the way, right? Do you know what people do, which breaks my heart? Yeah. When they need to get to the storage compartment, they just open this off and they go, where's everything at? Oh, and then everything falls in place.
I did that.
Right, please don't do that, Ben.
Okay, sorry,
right?
My bad.
So what you're going to do is, because everything's got a home, right? So when you're ready to open the storage compartment, you're going to have it with the envelope section facing upwards. Then you're going to open it. Everything's in its place. I'll take out the tools that I need because we're ready to do that. Close it up and then flip over to where you want to work. Okay, so that's how I like to work. And I personally like to work with the handle at the top. And it works if you're left or right-handed. Handle at the top's brilliant. Now, remember I had that sheet of 8.5 by 11 and I cut it in half, right? So I'm going to work with 8.5 by 11, cut in half. I've got another sheet of 8.5 by 11 here. So let's just show you the very basics. Now, remember what I said about the tools? Pointy end, medium, large head. So for things like this here, you're going to use your large head. For your straight lines, we're going to use the medium. And this is the tool I use the most. I use this one when I'm scoring things like acetate or where I'm doing very fine scores like an envelope or envelope box, right? So here we go. We just want to do a very basic, fold this in half. It's an 8.5 by 11, so it's a US letter. So there's a line here that's labelled half fold US letter. And the equivalent on the UK one is just called half fold A4. You run your tool along. You always turn the cardstock over so that where the side you've scored, you flip it over. You put these together, use the side of your tool and just run along the side, and that burnishes the crease so you get a really professional crease line. But when you look at it from the front, you'll see your card meets absolutely perfectly down here, right? So that's how you would do just a very basic half fold. Now, should I show you how you would do a gatefold? Let's pretend we haven't put a score line in there. Okay. I'm going to use the gatefold. So make sure you're looking for gatefold US letter. Or if you're on the UK one, you'd be looking for gatefold A4. Okay. Not A5. That's when we're using the half size sheet. So when we're using the A4, you're going to go gatefold US letter and put the score line in. We're going to come right around to the other side, gatefold US letter and put the score line in. Okay. Remember to fold it against the fold. So can you see that puts me my crease line in at one side, and then if I fold the other one over, can you see how that meets absolutely perfectly in the middle? And that is what we call a gatefold card. I'm loving these demos because Julie has actually said, can you show us the different cards you can fold using the Ultimate, please? There we go. Keep going. Tick, tick, we've done that one. So we've done a half fold, we've done a gatefold. We've also actually done a concertina, because when I fold this backwards now with that folding as well, yes, you can see this is now a 4-fold. So this is what we call a concertina card. And what you can do is be really clever. So if I open up my Ultimate, right, and we're going to get my little cutting tool in. Oh, this one hasn't been on, so I'm going to just turn this to the on position, just have the little bit. And the thing is, when you need to replace the blade, it's just a standard Stanley blade. Brilliant. Right? Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to go from the end of the top panel to about 3/4 of the way down the end panel. So I just pop this in. Can you see this, the line that runs right along the middle? I'm lining up the end of the top panel to about 3/4 of a way down the bottom one. Put your ruler in place. This is why this is such a good cutter, you see, because you can really see where you're going.
Yes.
That then gives me, pop this back in. This is why it's handy to have everything in its place, you see. If you look at this now, that is what we would call a concertina card.
Perfect.
And what a lovely style of card. If you want to take this another level, right, what I'm going to do is, and everything is about taking it another level, okay? I'm going to do some decorative embossing. So, decorative embossing, you're using the rounded edge. And all I'm going to do, Ben, is, can you see how we've got this? I'm going to just line this up over top of that score line, so that now what I can do is, I can emboss around that edge.
So easy.
So this is what we call, when we talk about decorative embossing, this is what we talk about. So you use the large head embossing tool because it's easier to emboss with. And then, oh Craig, I haven't got a pair of scissors, just little scissors. We'll use little scissors. So all I'm going to do is, I'm going to just use this and go all the way around the edge. And I know I am a little bit, they call me Sara Scissor Hands in the office.
Sara Scissor Hands? Do they quickly?
Because I'm really competent with a pair of scissors, right?
You are going at a fair old pace.
And I just go for it, right? So now I've done all of that. Again, when you have a look at that now, now I'm not making pretty things today.
No.
I'm making functional stuff.
Yes.
So we've now learned basic half fold, gatefold cards, concertina cards, and you've got a wavy edge concertina, right? I'm going to take it on another level again.
Okay.
Let's just remind you, what about if I'd cut my cardstock in half? We can do all those same folds with a half fold. So I'm going to do exactly the same again. This time, because this is half of a sheet of US letter, or in the UK, it would be A5. Yeah, so you're going to look for, in the UK sizes, A5. I don't know what you call half a sheet of US letter, so I just called it half US letter, right?
Works.
I'm going to use half fold for half a sheet of US letter. That puts my score line in, gives me the perfect half fold card. Yep. Or if I want to go and do the gatefold, let's get a new sheet, gatefold for half a sheet of US letter. Turn it right around. Gatefold for half a sheet of US letter. Do you know, Ben, what the measurement is? Say we did A4, which is what, 275 millimeters by 210.
What
the gatefold measurement would be? So like a quarter of that half size. Yeah? Do you know?
A quarter of the half size?
Yeah, I don't know either. I don't know either.
No
and our customers don't want to know. You want to make a gatefold card, so we just use the line that's called gatefold.
Well, that makes it so much easier, doesn't it?
And we don't need to know what the measurement is and how many millimetres or inches it is. We don't give a monkeys.
No.
We're making a gatefold card. We use the line called gatefold. You were really worried there that I was
wondering what you were going to say for a second there. We don't give a what? Monkeys, good.
Don't give a monkey. Right, so there's my perfect gatefold, right?
Yes.
Now, I'm going to do the concertina, remember? So you're also going to put the half fold in. So half fold for half US letter. So we've now got our card in 4 equal parts. Let me introduce you, Ben, to the very exciting section of the board over here, just for your pop-out cards, right?
Wow.
So if you want to start and do like you want to do a nice star pop-out, all we do is you've got these little raised bits. You get your folded piece and butt them up against the little raised parts, right? And then what you do is you decorative embossing, so we're going into our large scoring tool. As you're looking overhead, you're basically looking on the left and scoring on the right. So I'm going with the small star because that's for my smaller pop out. And you'll see that this is perfectly sized to do a small size pop out. So you only need to emboss half of it. Because all we do then is, if you're Sara, you see, and you want them to be a little bit Sara Scissor Hands, you just cut through 2 layers. So all I'm doing is cutting through both layers of my fabulous star there, and we'll end up with a perfect pop-out card, right? I know you're looking, thinking, how's this a pop-out card? But can you see, I put it a little bit low down, but you get the idea. There's my pop-out in the middle. Yeah. And if we want to make that into a pop-out card now, all I do is come round to here.
This is such a clever tool, isn't it?
Oh, it's absolutely...
I can't believe it. I'm just mesmerised by what you're doing.
It's off the chart amazing. All I'm doing now is popping a little bit of tape on, right? So you pop the tape down here, and then we come in with our base card and we go with one piece.
Oh, come on.
Flip it round, do the other piece, And there is a very, very simple pop-out card.
That is brilliant.
And it's up to you whatever shape you do. If I find within here my little pop-outs, there's the larger shape that I'd done with a pop-out card.
So you could have done like the butterfly as well that you had, yeah?
And I had the little one, I had a little one here. I did have a little one with a, oh my life. Here it is, there we go. Can you see? There's the little pop-out. Now, you want to really get more advanced, Ben. I think I've got some, look at these. Now let's have a look, right? So, if you made 5 of these and stuck them all back to back, right? 5 of these back to back, that then makes you what we call a star book, right? Now,
it's funny you should show that, almost as if you knew, but we've had a picture sent in from Patricia. So the first thing that Patricia ever bought from Crafter's Companion from HSN 11 years ago was this brilliant bit of kit. And look what she's been making. Take a look at that. That's brilliant.
Patricia, I am so impressed. And do you know what? That just shows it's not just me that makes all this awesome stuff. If you've got this tool, it is so easy for you to kind of get going on this and build everything up.
She actually sent this in last night because it's obviously 5 a.m. her time and she didn't want to miss getting her picture. And actually Patricia follows me on my Facebook page and she was telling me all about this last night. So many people getting in touch via my Facebook and saying how much they love their Ultimate Pro, how they've had it for so many years and they still come back to it and use it time and time and time again. Lindsay messaged me last night and said, my first purchase from Crafter's Companion, amazing, every crafter should have one. Angie saying, awesome, I love mine. And also Betty got in touch saying, first thing I ever bought on HSN. So again, first purchase from another customer saying, still use it all the time. It is brilliant. And all of these messages coming through as well. I mean, we're going to have to start on the questions very soon because honestly, I've got about 50 of them now.
Go on then. Go on. I tell you what. Go on, I'll take one question and then I've got my pointy tool out. I'll take one question and then I'm going to do an envelope for the card that we've just made because we've only done card making so far, guys. This is why we kind of need quite a few master classes. Right.
So do you want a question or do you want someone like asking you a request?
Go on, if you've got a question, go on. I can take a request. I can take a request type question. Don't go to any too advanced. I'm trying to build them up, Ben.
All right, so a quick one, and then we'll do a request. So Jodie says, how many different things can you do with the Ultimate?
How long's a piece of string, right? So here we go, right? I decided it's been a lot of years since I've done an Ultimate DVD, so I just recorded. I don't know if you remember me talking about it a few weeks ago. I wanted to do a USB. I wanted to do a DVD, but you can only get 3 hours of tutorials on a DVD. So we did a USB, so it's got like, I think, over 10 hours of tutorials. And bear in mind, I'm just making them out of plain card like this, so we're not taking time to decorate. And I've probably done, there's probably over 100 different card types on there.
Wow.
And this is going to be launching next month. And then you can do regular, I'm going to get onto box making soon, regular boxes, slider boxes, pop-out boxes, exploding boxes, expanding boxes, matchbox style boxes. You can incorporate your boxes into your cards. If you're looking to get started, honestly, we've got the DVDs that are already out, some of which we've got on the show. I know they're only for UK because they're the PAL versions of our DVDs. We're out of stock of DVDs in the US warehouse. But then also that USB is going to be coming next month. So we've been selling this tool for over 10 years. You know, it just keeps getting better and better. Go and have a search on YouTube. You'll see the gazillions of videos that people all over the world have done using the Ultimate. Over 250,000 people own it and use it every day.
So Jodie, the short answer to that is lots, basically. Julie on Facebook says, what kind of envelope can I make to fit one of your storybook card books into the post?
Right, okay. So, is that a good segue into envelopes?
See what I did there? You think I'm just throwing these questions at you randomly? Oh no.
Right, okay. So I don't know exactly off the top of my head what size the storybook is, but I'm pretty sure it's around about an A5 size, which is like US letter, right? So it's like A5 is like a half US letter. So as we're working on the US sizes, that is a good segue. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get this out, okay? And I'm going to go, so can you see in the instructions, it talks you through card making boxes, envelopes, pop-outs that we've just shown you, the decorative embossing, your paper trimmer, the storage compartment, how to use the accessories. talks you through all the basic card making, the half folds, the gate folds that I've just shown you, tri-folds, slimlines, accordion cards that we've just been doing.
So can I say, Jean, this ticks off your question. Do you get an instruction booklet for the basics? There you go.
Oh, you do. Jump up cards that I showed you, pop out cards that we've just done, K cards I talked about. I'll come on to the bow maker in just a bit. That needs a whole section on its own, that. Basic boxes, I'm going to talk you through. Shaped boxes we're going to look at. Fantastic technique called the magic ruler technique, apertures, wedge boxes, right, here we go, envelope making.
Yes.
Right, regular envelopes, and then there's a whole section on your 3D envelope boxes.
Yep.
And then you get the starter chart with the first few sizes in your booklet. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do, let's have a look. Should we do I don't know, should we do that, what size I say, half of a US letter, right? Which is this A9 here, which fits a card half the size of US letter. So we need 11¼ inch square card or paper. I happen to have a beautiful paper pad designed by yours truly.
Oh yes.
Should we pick a really nice, pretty paper? Oh, hey, that's the one.
This
right
is
there.
proving really popular as well on the website. If you want to get your hands on it, 40% of the stock has gone of that. We'll flash up the details.
40.
Yeah, 40. We'll flash up the details. That is your Nature's Garden, isn't it?
That is my garden of love.
Oh yes,
garden of love.
Sorry, yes, love.
Right, let's have a look. So we need it to be 11¼ inches, right? So all you do is you pop your paper trimmer in. We're going to go up to here. We're going to go to 11¼ inches, and we're going to trim off the excess piece. Oh, and get it nicely lined up. There we go, going to 11¼ I'm going to trim off the excess piece from the edge here. You will see it's no accident, Ben, that it just happens to perfectly fit a sheet of 12 by 12 in here. And then if I take that off and go to the other side, and we just trim a little bit there so that we're at 11¼ inches here as well, right? So we've got our sizing ready. Do you want me to do two actually, and I'll do a regular envelope and an envelope box?
Do it.
Right, there, we can show you them both. Right, so what I'll do is, I'll pick the slightly plainer one to do the plain envelope, and then I'll do the patterned one for doing my 3-dimensional. Okay. So I'm going to come here, right, so 11¼
Just whilst you're doing that, there's a few questions here which we sort of covered. Anne on Facebook says, does the DVD work in American DVD players? It doesn't, does it? The DVD is PAL, so it only works over here, unfortunately.
Yeah, sorry guys, that's why we had to say it was UK only.
Carol on YouTube was asking about the aperture part, like the butterfly, how you cut that out. So hopefully you saw the demo that Sarah did just a few moments ago, and that's answered that one for you. Mary Jane says, I have the one from years ago. Is there a difference, and should we get the Ultimate to replace the other one?
Right, so when I first launched it, I mean, like right back, we sold a few thousand of like an original design Ultimate. Yeah. And then about a year later, we upgraded to the Ultimate Pro, which is when we introduced like the 3D envelope boxes. We went from it being a 3-in-1 to a 10-in-1. So as long as you've got the Ultimate Pro, we've been selling the Ultimate Pro now for 12 years.
Okay, so if you've got that,
if you've got the Ultimate Pro, you're all good.
You're good to go.
Right, here we go. So, regular envelope. Remember what I said? We're going to use the very pointy edge on the tool, right? So for envelopes, the pointy edge is perfect. I need 11¼ inch square card, which we have, lines F and H. So, oh, don't you go anywhere. Can you see we've got F here, and then we've also got H up here. So what I do is I come right into the corner, and we're going to go F line. So you can actually read down from the bottom if it's easier. I find it easier to read. So I'm going to do F and score up there. Turn this right around into the corner, and I'm going to do F again. So there's my F line on two opposite corners. On the other two, the other line was H. So we go on the H line. Yeah, you're right. I always put my posh telephone voice on, Ben. It's because I don't want people to like, H. You use the H, and then everyone goes, hang on, what line was that, Sarah? Which line were you using? So, right. So here we go. Use the side to burnish those edges. So I'm going to do a nice burnish, right? We're going to take the bottom one up, and then all you do is you pop a little bit of tape up the edge. Why, Ben, would you ever buy an envelope again? Because why would you buy envelopes when you can buy paper pads at the special prices we've got on today, and you can make absolutely gorgeous? I mean, How much nicer is that than a regular envelope?
I mean, seriously, like you said, and then you can match it up to the particular card that you've got. We've got so many different papers and bits and pieces on the show that you'll want to put into your basket with your Ultimate Pro. So have a look at the website for that. Are we having a quick look at the papers from the 12 by 12s? Okay, hang on a minute. We've got so much on the show. Right, the 12 by 12 beautiful papers. We've got the cool tones. Now these are all available for you on the web if you want to grab these. $19.99 or $24.99. 12 by 12 textured card. Beautiful. You got all of the different hues, all of the different tones in there as well. $19.99 individually. That is your cool tones. These have been very popular recently, actually. These are featured on a few of our shows and always been popular. We've also got the warm tones available for you as well. Been quite popular with people who are making sort of Christmas projects as well, actually. 12 by 12, again, 36 sheets in here, and you can see all of the different colours that you've got. If you're fancying something a little bit more bright, more sunshiny, we've got the sunflower tones. I'll just show you that very quickly. I am going through this at a bit of a pace because, as I say, I'm wary that we've got so many questions and so many things to show you. This is one of those shows where we need about 4 hours, let alone 2, I think, really. But thankfully, as I've said, if you want more hints and tips, if you want more ideas, we do have those DVDs available for you as well. Details on those on our website. We will have a look at those actually, but that is your sunflower tones. We've also got the neutrals, but if you want to grab those as well, $19.99 or $24.95. Those DVDs. So it is a bit of a bundle, really. So there's 4 here. So you've got the Ulti boxes and you've got the Ulti cards. So basically, so much on each of the DVDs. You've got projects including things like picnic baskets, basket-style boxes, bonbon boxes, manicure sets.
Oh,
wow!
There's 26 cards on the card one,
yeah,
and 18 different boxes on the box one.
Pizza-style box.
That's a good one, that
one. That is a good one. Yeah, and cards on here. I mean, you've got all sorts. Lots of people have been asking about all of the different styles of cards and been asking for requests of you, can you make this card, that card, the other card? So the DVD is probably the thing to go for then, isn't it?
Yeah, DVDs are a brilliant place to get you started. Or, remember, there is all that tutorial on YouTube. We've told you a lot of the basics, and you'll find that we use these so much. Yeah. So we'll keep kind of talking about the different cards you can do. But in the instruction booklet as well, there's loads in the instruction book. Now, do you want me to finish that envelope demonstration?
Yes,
so I did the flat envelope. I want to show you exactly the same technique but with a 3D. Now, someone asked on Facebook, is it the same as the Envelobox Creator?
Yes.
Now, what you'll see is this does one step. This has got one step on it. So this is like the basic version. So this does all of your basic cards and envelopes. This was so popular, we built on this and brought out the Envelobox Maker, which basically had more lines and more steps. So this does all your basic size envelopes, either regular or, as you're going to see, with a gusset. Your Envelobox Creator does over 1,000 different envelope styles, so it builds on the technique that I'm going to show you now. Now, can you remember when we made this envelope here? It was this size card, lines F and H. Now it's exactly the same. I'm going to do the same here now, but I'm going to do one extra step. So we go right in the corner and line F, just like we did before. But can you see there's that little step, Ben? So what we do is we pop this into the little step and we do F again. And what that does is that gives us 2 score lines. I think you might see them better from the other side. Yeah, gives you 2 score lines, which is your gusset. So I'm going to go to the opposite corner and do the same again. We're going to do F. We're going to drop it down into the little gusset and we're going to do F again. And then the other line was H. So we go right round to this corner and we're going to go H line, and then drop it into the little step and do H line again, and then exactly the same on the opposite corner, so the final one here. Now, all of these, by the way, so my dad is the engineer in our family, so I had like all of the ideas of what I wanted to achieve, and my dad sat and engineered how we're going to do it.
Amazing.
So it was a kind of a good setup. Let's have a look. I'm going to turn this over so that you can all see it a little bit easier. Can you see? So this time when you're doing a 3D one, I like to cut all of my corners out like this, all right? So here we go, 1, 2, 3, and then the 4th one here out the corner. Then, little tip that I do is I just get my fingers and I just rub that little gusset between my fingers. Can you see? All 4 sides, I'm just giving it a little bit of a rub just to get those little lines in corners. Because you don't want like a tight score line, you just want that little bit of a feel. And this is why, like something like this Garden of Love paper pad, by the way, is absolutely perfect for doing, I just really like for doing it for all your envelopes. You don't need double-sided paper.
No.
You just want, this is why I picked the Garden of Love one for today, because you don't need to have it as double-sided paper, because you only see the tiny little bit on the inside.
Just whilst we're sticking this together, Evelyn just asked, she says, my envelopes, square envelopes, never seem to overlap enough to be glued together. Any tips on that?
Right, I would go, so it's a little bit, all of the envelopes should absolutely have the right amount of overlap to stick together.
Yeah.
It's the way my dad kind of worked out all the sizes. However, if you want to give it a little bit more, what you would do is you would cut your paper a tiny little bit smaller.
Yeah.
No, that seems ridiculous. Cut it a little bit smaller so that when you put the score lines on, it gives it a little bit extra. So always just try and experiment, a little bit larger or a little bit smaller, it'll give you a little bit more give either way. So there you go. So we've done envelopes now. So we've done some basic cards, we've done some basic envelopes, we've learned how to use the paper trimmer. Should I get tidied round a little bit, and we'll plan to do some boxes in the next section?
Yeah, one question about the trimmer. As I said, I'm trying to get through as many of these as I can. Oh, where was it? It was basically along the lines of, if you've got sort of a 5 or 6 year old and you are, here it is, Danny, how easy is the blade cutter, and is it safe for a 5-year-old to use under adult supervision, or do you sell the child-safe plastic knife I saw a few years ago that cuts card and not fingers?
So I would probably let my 6-year-old use it with my supervision.
Yeah.
Certainly wouldn't let our Charlie at it. But then, to be honest, I think when our Charlie's 18, I still wouldn't be letting him at it. So, yes, I think it's just whatever seems sensible. I'll show you again what it looks like, okay? So this is the trimmer here. Can you see? When you open it up, it is a standard Stanley blade there. But you can see it does just stick out just the tiniest little bit there. You can just see it just slightly pokes out, but it is sharp to be able to cut. So I would just be quite careful with it, I would say.
Okay. There's so many questions coming in. Thank you. We know that you're loving this show. There's so many people watching us on YouTube, so many people watching on Facebook as well. Lots of excitement about this show. We'll do our very, very best to get all of the questions across to Sara. As I said, the great thing is the fact that you can watch back this show. There's loads of stuff on our website as well. And those DVDs, really, really handy. If you've already got this, maybe you're just buying this for the first time today, and you're wanting tutorials, you're wanting tips and more inspiration and more ideas than perhaps you'll get in the instruction booklet that you get, then those DVDs are well worth going for. If you're going for this bundle though, it is absolutely fantastic. As you've seen, just a bit of a snippet of some of the things that you can do with your Ultimate Pro, from card to envelopes. We're going to look more, of course, into boxes and all sorts in just a few moments' time. But you've got your Ultimate Pro, of course. Then you're also going to get with this your boxer board. You've got those embossing boards as well, the sweet things and special treats, which allow you to make things like your popcorn boxes, your birdhouses, party favours. There's all sorts that you can do. And then you've also got the paper crafting CD-ROM as well. $39.99, $69.95 if you are in the US. As we said, really, really popular right across the board. I must just mention, if you have got a question in already, or you're thinking of posing a question, we are going to be doing a draw in around about 50 minutes time. I don't know where the time's going, we're almost halfway through the show. Around about 50 minutes time for someone to win a £20 or $20 voucher to spend with us here at Crafters Companion. All you got to do is ask a question, anything that you want to know, anything that perhaps you think to yourself, oh, it's a bit of a silly question, I'm a bit embarrassed to ask. No, get those questions in and we'll put them to Sara before the end of the show. Now, we've got other goodies on the show for you as well. Other accessories which I think are going to be really, really handy indeed. Crafting essentials if you like for example, the guillotines. Now we've got the small guillotine for you on the show, $19.99 to $27.96. Cutting platform of 8 3/4 inches. This one. You've got your metric and imperial measuring guide on there as well. Your scoring tool and those hardened stainless steel blades as well for your precision cutting. Handy to have in your craft room. Handy as well to have, you know, if you're looking for something perhaps a little bit more portable than a guillotine that you've currently got. That's a really good size. $19.99 or $27.96. Talking of craft room essentials. your essential glues. This is your essential Collal glue kit. Now you've got your essential Collal glue. You've also got in there that tacky glue, 2 bottles of each, and then very handily you've got your fine tip glue applicator as well. Really cool. You're going to get 2 lots of those, 2 of those bottles in each of the packs, so 4 in total, for £15 or $28. Now, always hugely popular are the tape pens. We have got the big bundles of these. We've got the dotty ones, so these are great for those more intricate projects that you need to do. 12 in total you're going to get for $31.92 or $41.93. Always very popular when those are in stock, and you know how handy they are, I'm sure, from using those with all of your crafty projects. If you're wanting the straight ones, we've got those as well, again in a 12 pack, in a big bundle for you. The kind of thing that you don't want to run out of, and with this particular pack, you're going to make sure that you've got plenty for the time being. $31.92 or $41.93. Now again, other goodies which you might want to pop into your basket, we've got the cutting mat. That comes with the knife which we're throwing in for free, actually, $12.99 or $22.95 with 25% off that. And we're also talking about some amazing cardstock that we've got on the show today. Just beautiful. And proving really, really popular, the Centura Pearl A3 pastels. Always crazy popular when we've got it in, and proving that way once again. It's just that kind of sheen that you've got on this, isn't it? And the colours you are absolutely loving. $9.99 or $14.99, and we got that on any 4 for £30 or $42 deal. Just gorgeous. Now listen, fill up your baskets, take advantage of these deals. Get this brilliant bit of kit, seriously. We've got plenty more to show you. Keep the questions coming in. We will be giving away that voucher before the end of the show to somebody who's asked a question. I'll be honest with you, I don't know if we're going to get through all of them unless we're here till about 10 o'clock this evening, but we'll do as much as we can. But if you have got a question, hopefully over the course of the next 3 minutes it might get answered, because here's a little video with Sarah using her very posh telephone voice explaining all about the Ultimate Pro.
The Ultimate Crafter's Companion is an all-in-one compact carry case which is going to allow you to score, measure, trim, emboss and embellish. The case incorporates 10 vital paper crafting tools, all rolled into one lightweight and portable product. If you're crafting at home, this makes a great workstation, or the carry case design allows you to easily pack up everything you need for crafting on the move. With the Ultimate Crafter's Companion, you can make hundreds of different cards in all shapes and sizes. Working with standard card and paper sizes, you can fold anything, from basic bifolds, trifolds and gatefold cards, right up to pop-outs, jump-up cards, or even more complex keepsake books. Simply rest your cardstock against the carefully calculated grid lines, read off the desired size, and use one of the specially designed scoring tools to create an accurate and very professional crease. Every card needs an envelope, and with the Ultimate Crafter's Companion, you can make envelopes in any shape and size to match all of your handmade cards. Package your delicate craft projects in colour-coordinated matching envelopes and add a professional finishing touch. No longer will you be restricted to making cards to correspond with ready-made envelope sizes. With hundreds of possible size combinations, your imagination is the limit. And for those really special dimensional cards, you can create 3D box envelopes to not only house but also protect your handmade card creations. Create your own boxes in any shape and size, from a matchbox right up to a shoebox. All of the calculating and measuring has been taken care of for you, so you can simply follow the guide and create custom sized boxes which fit together perfectly. Triangular, hexagonal, diamond shaped boxes are all possible, as well as your regular boxes. You can also create specialised exploding boxes or expanding boxes too. You can even make your own favour boxes for those special occasions. Any craft toolbox should include a paper trimmer, and when you're crafting on the go with the Ultimate Paper Crafting Tool, you'll need a paper trimmer at your fingertips. The integrated trimmer stores inside the tool and clips into place for easy access.
The ergonomically designed cutting mouse holds a standard size blade which is very easy to replace. Create delicate embellishments for your paper crafting projects with the integrated bow maker. The simple 6-step process will allow you to create perfect bows in an instant. For paper embellishments, you can use the decorative embossing shapes which are featured throughout the board. Emboss onto specialist papers, vellums or even acetate to create your own intricate toppers. Everything you need comes included with the tool and stores inside for easy access. Each unit includes a full colour instruction book, cutting mouse and ruler, the bow making pegs and 2 specially designed scoring and embossing tools. Whether you're crafting on the move or using this as a complete workstation at home, the Ultimate Crafter's Companion provides you with all the tools you need at your fingertips. Once you've mastered the basics, you can progress onto more advanced projects with the Ultimate DVD. Create your own wedding and party invitations. Make specialist gift boxes and decorative ornaments. Take your paper crafting onto the next level and maximise the potential of this fantastic 10-in-1 paper crafting tool.
There we go. I still love that video. Brilliant. If you want to get more information, of course, stay tuned for the next hour. We've got loads to come. But also, if you are wanting hints, tips at your fingertips, only available in the UK, of course, this DVD bundle, because it's in PAL format, so you won't be able to watch it if you're in the US, but this is brilliant. Normally $29.98, $14.99 today for this DVD collection. Gives you loads of ideas of things that you can make with your advanced construction techniques. You've got even more tutorials, tips and inspiration. You've got your Ulti cards as well. Again, that allows you to make so many different cards. Lots of people have been asking about the types of cards that you can make and how you put them all together. That DVD is the one that you need because it covers so much. And then you've also got your Ulti-box DVD as well, and again this is going to show you how to make all sorts of different boxes, from picnic baskets to slip boxes to expanding boxes. It's all there. That's a great bundle, it really is. It's a perfect companion to go with this amazing bit of kit. But one thing that we have, well, there's loads of things we haven't looked at, but can I add one thing in?
Am I all right to interject?
Yeah.
Because I was reading through questions. Basically, we had that 3-minute break so I could read a lot of your questions, Ben and I, right? There was one question someone asked about the new USB, that lovely big 10 hours of all that explanation, right? And they said, would the USB be available on its own? I'm going to take you back to a comment I made near the start of the show. We have sold over 250,000 Ultimates all around the world. Over 250,000 Ultimates. So I know a lot of those 250,000 people will just want the new 10 hours of content. So yes, if you already own the Ultimate or if you're going for the Ultimate today, you will be able to buy that USB and it's actually designed for you. So we've got the DVDs, a nice entrance level ones for people who are just getting started. The USB is going to be like, knock it on to the next level. So we're going to be doing the USB as a special promotion just on its own as part of our birthday week launches in October. So absolutely, if you're getting the bundle today, the DVD bundles, the Ultimate or anything, you're going to be able to learn all the basics for the next few weeks and then knock it on a gear with the USB when it comes out in a few weeks' time.
There you go, that was Marianne's question, so that is answered. Thank you for all the comments coming in. Angie says, I'm so glad I'm watching this. I'm ashamed to say I have one of these for years, but I've never had the confidence to use it. Well, hopefully after seeing this show, you're getting some more ideas. Felicia saying, I have this, I love it. I don't have a question, but I love watching you all every morning. Sarah is always in a good mood and starts my day off right. I want to thank you all for your help. Right, now the questions, keep those coming in because remember, someone is going to win themselves a voucher before the end of the show. Lots of people, including Donna, also Tammy as well, asking about bows, how we go about using the Ultimate Pro to make bows.
Right, come on. So I'm going to give our Adam here, our lovely director, some guidance. This sounds ridiculous. I do them back to front, upside down. So if I'll do them back to front, upside down, so you can see them. If you come in on the close-up camera, really close around here, I can show you all of that. So I'm going to open this up, get my bow making pegs out first of all. And let's have a little look. Oh, he's right there for you guys, right? So I'm going to put my little pegs in. Yep. Can you see? You get tight ones and looser ones, right? So this sounds ridiculous. I've tried to think of everything. You only need 2, but I've put you 3 and I've made one a little bit tighter so that when one of these comes a bit slacker, you'll have the tighter one to introduce in there as well. So you only actually need 2 of the 3. Right. Now watch this. This would make you a little tiny mini bow. This would make you a big, massive, gigantic bow. And then anything in between. So should we go with a kind of in the middle size first of all, right? So I'm going to go in the middle. I've got some, I've just pulled a bit of ribbon off here, Ben. It was over at your side. I'm just going to cut a bit of ribbon. And then watch what we do. I'm doing it back to front for you. So we're going around and then you cross. The piece that's in the front on top, right? You take over the back. You bring it back over the top. And then you tie a knot in it. You got it?
Is that you're done?
Yeah. And then literally, as you lift that off, that is an absolutely perfect little bow. So people always say, how come your bows are so perfect, Sarah? Well, because I use the ultimate for all of them, right? So that is my absolutely perfect little bow. Let me show you it again. Let's go with the slightly different size. Should we go
bigger?
A little bit, right, let's go bigger then. There's Ben straight in there. So we're going to go bigger. I'm going to do exactly the same again. I'm going to wrap around the pegs, cross over. The piece that's at the top, you take underneath, right? So you go underneath like that. Then you bring it back over the top, and then all you do is tie it in a knot. Haven't we just got the bestest director in the whole world?
Well, don't be saying that. His head's going to be so large you won't get out the door later on.
Look at that. So there is my next, so this is now a larger one. So we've sized up our bow from a little one to a bigger one, but it's exactly the same. Now, are you ready for advanced bow making 101?
Yes, I'm ready.
Right, here we go. Let's go back down a little size. Let's go somewhere in the middle like this, right? Yeah. And let's get a longer piece of ribbon, right? And let's do a double bow, Ben. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do a double bow, so I'm just going to wrap this round twice.
Okay.
Right? Let's have a little look. Look at that. I even was doing it straight from the reel, so I didn't cut too much or too little, right? So I wrapped it round twice, cross it over. The piece at the top comes underneath, right? You bring it back over the top, and then all we do is we tie a knot, and now you have a perfect double bow.
That's brilliant.
So can you see, now we've got two, and I just think double bows look so much more professional.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Should we go, let's have a look. Should we go slightly bigger and use a different fancy type of ribbon so you can see the difference, right? So here we go. Nice big bow. You wrap it round, and then when I wrap it round twice, sometimes you can see I just knock it over like that. However you want to wrap it around, right?
And just, I know we can see the little holes in there. So the holes that you've got as big as you can go, and then the two holes close together, which are kind of in between.
As small as you can go.
Right, okay.
We can do small next if you want.
I think we should.
Oh, he's there. He's got his requests in. Pull this nice and tight. You can then just shape your bow however you want, and you've got this perfect double bow. And every one you do will be perfect. Right, come on, I'm going to go with that tiny small one. I usually use very, very fine ribbon, but actually I only have this ribbon. Here we go.
That's going to be teeny tiny. How many times could you go around then? So you just made a double bow. Could you make like a triple bow?
Many as you want. Triple, quadruple, depends on how long your piece of ribbon is.
Oh, right, okay.
So cross, little piece goes underneath.
Yeah.
Right, there we go. Bring it back over the top. It's going to be a little tiny diddy one, this. This is brilliant for, do you know what I use, Ben?
Yeah.
You know when you buy some clothes and they come and you get like the free, come on you, I might have to take this off of here and fiddle more. And you get the, you know how they have a little bit of ribbon in them to hold them onto the, whatchamacallit?
Oh, do you mean I think that's only in ladies' clothing, isn't it?
That? Yeah, so ladies' clothes, you know, you've always got this little bit here. Oh, here, I've got one.
Oh, there you go.
Right? So can you see you've got these?
Yeah.
This ribbon here is absolutely brilliant for them little tiny bows.
I always want to ask you to get your pair of scissors and cut it out of your top now and make one.
Well, no, because then I can't hang it on me hangers. But look at that, how cute. And then again, all I'm going to do is just cut this down.
Yeah.
So if you always wanted to make perfect tiny little ones, there you go. So there's that one there. Right, someone's asking for a really full bow with lots of loops,
Can we
right?
do it?
Here we go,
How
right?
many loops can we do?
Well, let's have a look. I've got loads of ribbon, right? So here we go. I'm going to go round, 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 round.
All right.
Round. Many times as you want.
That's about
right?
10, maybe 11,
right?
12.
And then all you do is you cross it over.
Yeah.
You take the piece, let's have a look. One piece on the top.
Yes.
Goes underneath, right? Then you come back over and you tie a knot. And you can see I could have done as many pieces as I wanted there, right? So we've got I've got loads on there. Loads of
brilliant.
And also you can take loads of different types of ribbon and tie loads of different types of ribbon on there. Look, can you see how tight I'm being? Because I know I'm not going to use that bow and I don't want to use up my lovely ribbon. I'm leaving it connected to the rest of the spool. Because if you don't like it, all you then need to do, you see, you can just take it out and it's ready to go again. So bows are absolutely brilliant, right? Now, has that answered all the bow making questions?
I think it certainly has. There's lots of other questions coming up about the different boards that you can put into your Ultimate Pro. How you put the boards in, and how many extra boards can you store in the Ultimate Pro? So lots of questions about the boards. And also, Georgia asks, will you be coming out with more boards with different designs?
Right, so a few years ago, decorative embossing, like the boards that you see, were really popular. We did lots of different boards. They're all available on the website, and those individual boards, what you do you want to, can I just come and pinch one of yours, Ben?
Yeah,
so
go ahead.
I don't have one over here. Right, so I'm going to come straight over. And
Which one are you going to take?
I'll have that one there. There we go, right?
You'll still get all the boards, don't worry if you're buying them. Sarah will put that one back, so don't you worry. I'll make sure.
So, when you're ready to use them, right, all you do, you'll see each of them have these two little little spaces at the side, right? They are designed to fit over these parts here, right? So they're going to fit just up against these little pieces, so it holds it perfectly in place. So that when you're then doing your decorative embossing, you see, you pop this down on here, and you've got all of that decorative embossing that you can emboss around. Now, once dies became popular, people stopped doing as much of this because you have to emboss around it and then cut it out. But it's still been, it's still quite popular. So what you do is, and then when you don't need them, you have, this time you have the this one on the top, you see, and they just go into the section like this and hold. And people are asking, how many can you fit in here?
Yeah.
I never like to put more than 3 in because it got a bit heavy. So you can fit, I think you can probably fit about 4 or 5 of them, but I found 3 was nice, which is why I would put 3 in the deal of the day, right? So I always have my boxer in there, always, because it's like a totally essential add-on. And the reason we did the boxer, is because I always said, once I'd learnt my lesson going from the Ultimate to the Ultimate Pro, I said we'd never ever relaunch this. This is it. It's been like this for 12 years. As we come up with new ideas, like that boxer board, what we do is we just make them as an extra board.
Yeah.
So that then all you do is you clip them in, you're ready to go, and when you don't need them, they literally open up and store inside your board like that. So you've got everything to hand.
I'm just talking about those, so the sweet treat boards, for example.
Yep.
Lots of people asking about the best weight of card to use for making those sweet treat boxes.
So my recommendation, I'm going to walk this back over to you, Ben. My recommendation is that I really like the Centura Pearl for boxes.
Okay.
I think you just can't beat a bit of Centura Pearl for a really professional finish and a really, really neat score line. It just gives you that lovely... It doesn't crack, it just gives you a lovely, really lovely finish. So definitely I would recommend a bit of Centura Pearl for them.
Okay, a few people asking as well, like the largest sizes of things. Like people asking about what's the largest size of envelope you can create. Someone saying what's the largest size of box that you can create.
Well, come on, that's a good segue. Should we start on box making?
Yes.
It all depends on what the biggest size of card you've got is, right?
Right.
So I've got A3 here. So let's have a look. I've got that lovely, all the pastel shades.
Yeah, this is flying out.
I do like that lovely mint. So let's pinch a bit of mint.
Okay.
And let's have a look. We'll do 1 mint, and then we'll also do 1 lilac. So we'll do like the lid in lilac and the base in mint or something, right?
Okay.
Or vice versa. Now, the box making section, you'll be pleased to know, and that's the other great thing, Ben, if you don't have a big area like I do, you can just fold it right over and just work on part of it. This is the box making section. It's identical whether it's the UK or the US, absolutely identical. And you'll see, I always like to use it this way so that you've got the lines vertically. This side says box lid, this side says box base. So you always start with 2 sheets of card exactly the same size. So the fact that these are A3, both pieces are exactly the same. And I'm going to do the lid in lilac. Actually, I'm going to do the lid in mint for a change. Look at me. Here we go. Remember what I said about the scoring tools, Ben? You're going to use the medium head for most of your scoring.
Okay.
And what these lines are, every one of these lines represents another ½ inch. So if you want a 1/2 inch box, you're going to use the first line. An inch deep box, you'd use the second. 1.5 inches, 2, 2.5, 3. 3.5 inches deep is the deepest box you can make on this part of the board. However, you've got your boxer board, which goes up to 8 inches, every 1/8 of an inch. So you can do exactly the same technique, but using that boxer board and go right up to 8 inches deep if you've got bigger card. And watch what happens if your card is too big for the ultimate, like it is here. I'm going to use the last line, so I'm at 3.5 inches. So I score, and then I just push the card up and continue scoring. That's how easy it is.
Yeah.
Turn it round, you're going to start scoring, you're just going to push the card up, and you're going to continue on till you've done all your scoring there. So I'm going to end up with now here a pretty big box, which is 3.5 inches deep. So, and what I will do, because we can do a whole big section on box making now. So if you've got any questions specifically relating to box making, start getting them in now.
All right.
And I will happily talk about different types of boxes as we're going. Now, that one there is your box. So that was box lid. These lines are box base. So because we use the last line here, I'm going to use box base side now and use the last line here as well. So what we're doing is now is we're using the last line, but it's the same. So it's going to be a 3.5 inch deep box, but it is going to slightly offset the line on this side so that our boxes will perfectly fit, the lid will perfectly fit over the base. And it does all of that thinking for you.
Is anyone else just marvelling at this like I am? Because I'm seeing this being used for the first time. I just think it's incredible, like all of the different things that you can do. And I think if you're watching for the first time, if you're quite new to us here on Crafters TV and you're thinking about purchasing one thing, surely this has got to be the thing that you go for when you consider all of the things that you can make with it. I mean, it's just absolutely incredible, Sarah. It's brilliant.
Well, also what I always say is, doesn't matter what type of card making you're into.
No.
Every card making, every project you do starts with a base card. So please don't go and buy ready done card and envelopes, because you're going to start with a blank sheet of card and you're going to make your own card. And then what you're going to do is you're going to progress on, you're going to finish it with an envelope. You haven't got a bigger pair of scissors here, Ben, have you? By any chance? Here I go with my little tiny weeny scissors.
I've got a slightly bigger pair over here.
Oh, I'll take you slightly bigger. Marginally bigger. Marginally bigger. Where have all the big scissors gone? Do you know who was in here yesterday, Ben?
Who was it?
Who was it? I'm going to blame them. Was it Craig?
Oh, it was Craig, apparently.
Oh, I tell you what. Right.
Oh, in fact, there's a big pair over here, but these look like not those ones.
I'll take them ones though, Ben.
Yeah, are we allowed to use those ones?
I'll take them. Yeah, they were the Sara signature rose gold special edition scissors that we did once.
Oh, hang
Bring
on,
us them over.
The oh, hello.
Are you destroying my set?
Yeah,
I'm going to finish my project by the time you get over with me.
Sorry, he's coming over.
Look at these wonderfully large scissors
look.
I'm now going to have. Thank you.
Wow.
Whoa. Right, there you go. Look at that straight in there now, right? So what I'm doing is I'm cutting into the corner and I'm cutting a notch out.
Yep.
And then watch my technique. It's the same, whatever size box corner you do. You're going to go right up against where the score line is, and then you're going to put tape all the way around the edge. All right? Now, I would say if you aren't using our tape pens, please don't use a tape pen to put your box together, because it's just not strong enough, right? And it will come apart. Whereas our tape pens are designed for putting boxes together, so they will be strong enough. So, but if it's not ours, please don't use a tape pen. Just take your time and use a wet glue. And are you ready for some box making techniques and tricks, right?
Oh, yes.
So here we go. What you're going to do is you're going to fold this over, and the important bit is to get this part here lined up with that part there.
Right.
So when you take them together, just have a little feel with your finger to find, so when you look inside, you can see there, they all line up perfectly, right? So there we go. That is perfectly aligned along the top. I'll let you have a little look from the close-up. There we go. So if I do the same again here, while you're looking from that angle, this one is going to line up with this one. So for example, that is not right.
No.
Because you can see that is not right. And you can see what the payoff is. You end up with the corner going out like this.
Yes.
Or if we come and it's not straight like that, what will happen is then you get a little bit on your corner out here. So the trick is, as long as those two pieces are perfectly lined up there, then your corner will be exactly, and I mean exactly 90 degrees in all three dimensions.
I'm so glad you're doing this, because I literally had a question just coming from Terry Tom Anderson on Facebook saying, well, can you basically just show what you're doing now? It's almost as if you knew the questions as they came in, Sarah.
Come on, I'll show you again, right? So remember, this is going to be my base now. You cut exactly up the centre of the score line. And then people always say, how big is the wedge that I should cut out the corner, right? Make it as small as possible. So can you see, I've just made, so the problem is some people cut out half the corner.
Yeah.
Well, the more you leave in the corner, the bigger an area you've got to glue. Now, honestly, with a box this size, you've got plenty of cardstock that's got plenty of glue on, so it's going to be absolutely fine. Where it becomes different is if you're doing tiny, weeny little boxes, then what happens is you want plenty of gluing area, so the glue's got plenty area to set.
Yeah, and just looking at the notches that you're making, it's all on like that, because someone's just asked, it is Coletta, how do you know which corner to notch out with your scissors? It's always that, it looks like it's the left-hand corner.
Doesn't matter whether you come out of here or whether you come out of there. Just don't come out of this bit or this bit, right? So as long as you come out of the corner, doesn't matter whether you come from the left or the right. And then with your tape, you're going to come along the top here, so right next to where we've got our score line. I'm so pleased, Ben, that I decided to make a larger box, because it means the camera can really get in and see what I'm doing, which is really helpful. I've never thought of this before. I normally just make a regular size box and then they have to get really close for everyone to see. And it's just brilliant to be able to walk through these techniques in loads of detail. Honestly, I think you can tell, this is my favourite product that we own to work with. People always say, I get asked all the time in interviews, what is your, favourite item to use? Or that age-old question, if you had to go to a desert island and you could only take one craft item, what would you take? For me, it would be my ultimate, because it's just, and yes, I know we've got our Scoremaster board and our Envelobox Creator now, which are basically advanced versions of the ultimate, so they're like step-up versions. But if you want one tool that does 10 things, this one tool, it's got your paper trimmer, your bow maker, it's got your cards, your boxes, your envelopes, it's got everything you need in the storage compartment, it's got the decorative embossing lines and corners, everything you need to do your pop-out shapes. Look at that. That box was absolutely, even though it's big, it is absolutely perfect. Now, here's the thing, Ben. You've got some pretty awesome boxes over at your side.
I have.
I think you should show them some of the boxes that you've got, and then I can take a request if you want to make one of those.
All right. The thing is, as well, it's great to hear so many of you. Like Sarah was saying, you can do so many things with your Ultimate Pro, and there's been so many people getting in touch, not just now, but when I put this up on my Facebook page yesterday, people were saying how excited they were and how they'd had theirs for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, and they still come back to it time and time and time again. And the amount of people as well who were coming up today saying, do you know what, if you're a first-time crafter and you need an awesome bit of kit that you're just going to use day in, day out, then this is the one to go for. I mean, just brilliant. I just picked out a few bits here out of the box, which had some amazing things. So I mean, beautiful boxes that you can make, as we've seen, all different shapes and sizes. I've got to show you. Well, first of all, there's a sandwich box here as well. I mean, seriously, I've no idea what sort of sandwiches would go in that sandwich box. That's on the DVD. Oh, is it really? No, it is, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, but that is absolutely gorgeous, is that sandwich box. So I love that. Also, right, take a look at this, okay? How cool is this? You've got your little, card there, if you like, but then it's got a little drawer in it.
It's actually got 4 little drawers in.
Has it? Oh yeah, around the side.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, is that hard to do?
No, that's a slide. It's called a slider one. That is on the Advanced Construction Techniques DVD that we do.
Right.
And then you could even make an envelope box to put that in.
Right.
I can show you sliders if you want. Sliders are brilliant.
What about this?
Yeah, it's really cool, isn't it?
Are you kidding me? That's amazing.
No, I've just re-recorded all the instructions for that on that brand new USB that I've done as well.
I mean, literally, cards and boxes and envelopes of all different shapes and sizes. Oh, this was cool as well. Mm-hmm. If we open up this, look at this. Just brilliant. There's a little, card and gift idea. A DVD you could put in there as well.
Another one on the project
or...
DVD. Another one on the DVD. Yeah, there are so many. This is why, right? It's lovely to be able to do a masterclass like this, okay? But when you have the project DVDs, basically you load it into your computer or your DVD player, or as you'll have the new USB, you can load it into your computer, and you can just flick through all the different pictures and be like, yep, I'll do this one, I'll do that one. Just go to exactly what it is you need to learn at that time. It's honestly, education is so key with this one because there's so much you can do. It's like knowledge is power. So
it really, really is. Just to quickly show you as well, we've got some amazing cardstock and papers on the show too. I know Sarah's already shown you some of the papers from the Garden of Love collection. This is just gorgeous. Got some foiling flex in there as well. 12 by 12, 48 sheet paper pad. People multi-ordering this. Take a look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. $11.50 or $17.50. Do not miss out. And there we go. My glamorous assistant showing the envelopes that you made a little bit earlier on. So again, this would be an absolutely perfect partner to go with your Ultimate Pro. Grab that whilst it's still here. Stock wise, again, it's flying out of the door, so don't miss that. We've also got more cardstock on the show for you as well. Lots of people have been asking about that actually, so let me quickly show you the texture cardstock we've got. A lot of people asking about the weight of cardstock, 230 GSM. Again, we've got 4 different bundles for you. Just to quickly show you, again, Cool Tones is proving really, really popular. These have been on previously and proved really popular every time they've been on. So again, if you want to add these into your basket, you're getting 36 sheets. And again, this is the Cool Tones. Just going through all of those different hues of colours. Absolutely beautiful. It's $19.99 or $24.95. The other colour options, we've got the sunflower, the warm hues, and also the neutrals. If you check out our website, crafterscompanion.com.co.uk or .eu, you can see all of the different other colourways there available for you. And of course, you know what, as soon as you get this back, you are going to be using this time and time and time again. So you want to make sure that you've got your papers, you want to make sure that you've got your cardstock as well, and you will just be away. Again, without kind of pushing too much on you, those DVDs proving really popular because lots again of people are saying, where do I get more inspiration? Where do I get more ideas of things that I can make? Of course, you can watch back this show on our Facebook page, on YouTube, and on our website as well. But these are really handy. So this DVD bundle is just great because you've got your 2 DVDs there, the Ulti boxes, and also your Ulti cards as well. So step-by-step instructions telling you how to make a variety of different boxes. Lots of people asking about all the different cards that you can make as well. Again, this is really, really useful. The Ulti cards just goes through all of them. You've got steppers, you've got step out cards, exploding cards, 4-way easels, triple easels, invitations on there as well. And then we've got even more with the Advanced Construction Techniques DVD and this DVD, which is again full of 2.5 hours of video project tutorials, tips and inspiration. Remember, these are recorded in PAL format, so only playable here in the UK. I cannot believe when the time has gone. We've got about half an hour remaining. Last chance saloon to get those questions in. Hopefully we've managed to answer the majority of them. If you do get a question in the course of the next 15 minutes, we will put you into that draw to stand a chance of winning a £20 or $20 voucher to spend with us here at Crafters Companion. And as I said, we will try and get those questions answered. Lots of questions coming in apparently on whether the USB which you've been talking about, whether that USB will be compatible with all computers. It
will indeed. That's why we've made it on a USB stick. So if you've got a USB port, it's going to play in your USB. It's going to plug into there. So that's why we've done it on USB. Right. And for anyone who missed that earlier, I have recorded a new over 10 hours worth of content which couldn't fit on a DVD, so we've had to put it on a USB. So it's like 3 DVDs worth of content, a generic introduction, and then really advanced card making, really advanced box making on there as well. But we've also covered off like your ribbon shaping quite an advanced level, loads of stuff in there. That is going to be launching as part of our birthday event in October. So our 15th birthday week's coming up at the end of next month. That is one of our big launches, and a lot of people asking, will you be able to buy that individually, not with the Ultimate? Absolutely you will, because we know that most of our customers already have the Ultimate. That's why we've done basically just more education, and we've got some beautiful new cardstocks launching then, and it's going to be fabulous. So that's, if you're just getting the Ultimate today, the idea is that you could kind of get warmed up, ready for that new big launch coming up next month.
And so many lovely comments coming in. Do you know what? I think it's safe to say that we've ticked many boxes here today. Loads of people saying, great show today. The class has really inspired me to use my Ultimate. That's from Peggy. Anne says, I just got one of these from my crafting bestie. Wanted it for boxes and envelopes for 3D cards. Haven't used it yet. And now that I've seen this show, I can't wait to use it. And Jeanette on Facebook says, I don't know what I did before CC. Just remember my purse used to jingle. Seriously, amazing having your programs every day and then repeats whenever you like, day or night. Remember Sarah when she first appeared on TV a while ago now, still one amazing lady. Yeah, when Sarah was first on, of course, that's when she had a posh telephone voice. As we saw, it's changed a bit over the years, Sarah, hasn't it?
Yes, the ultimate crafter's companion is an all-in-one. You see, now, 15 years on, I've got the confidence just to talk how I talk. But back then, I used to feel like I had to, like, you know, put my telephone voice on. Right,
just before you move on, just what a lot of people are asking, and sorry, this is one question which you can cover off for a lot of people. A lot of people are asking about the boards, and can you just go through them again and just show us the different boards that you get within the bundle?
Yes, well, you've got them. You show them.
Do you want me to show them?
What I can show you is where they clip in.
Yes.
So when you have your Ultimate, and if you have it with the card folding bit facing upwards, right? Then, you see, if you open it to the halfway point, so you've got your card folding on the top, open it to the halfway point, you'll see the box making side. They store in the box making bit. So you can actually go from here, hold 3 boards and open them all up to get straight to that section. Then you take them and it clips into here. I'm going to use the box making one in a little bit. So that's your boxer board, and it goes centimetres on one side, inches on the other, and it just clips into place, and then when you're not using it, you open it up and you put it in this section. This section will hold, I say, 3 boards. So Ben's got another 2 that you're probably going to want that come in free with your Ultimate today. Yeah,
and you can get these individually, right? If you've already got your Ultimate, you can go for these individually, because again, people have been asking about those, but you've got your boxer board. This is your special treats. This comes with the bundle today. We've also got your sweet treats as well. Let me just try and grab that without wrecking everything. I've done well and not destroyed any of the sets over the course of the last 2 weeks. So you're getting both of these included, and it's allowing you to make things like your little boxes, your little popcorn boxes as well. There's a little bird box in there, I think, too, that you can make. But again, all nice and easy for you to do. Party favours, takeaway boxes, milk cartons, and I think even bunting as well with these two. So those two, you are going to get your sweet treats and your sweet things. Those are included with that boxer board as well in the bundle. And don't forget, you get your CD-ROM included as well. That Sweet Treats paper crafting CD-ROM, which is all about papers to use with this, embellishments, alphabets, all those kind of things as well. All included within this bundle for $69.95 or $39.99. Right, what do you want to show us? We're going to look at the boards.
Right, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a bit more box making, and I'm going to show you quite a good trick. So I'm going to get out here my mat, right? I've put it out the way just because I thought it was a little bit easier for the camera to see on the grey background. I'm going to show you how you make a box for a specific thing, if you want to do it a certain size, okay? So, best thing I can come up with is I've got my tape pen here. So let's have a look at how to make the custom size box for a tape pen, right? What I do is, if you have, I'm going to show you on this side up here. So if I put this right into the corner, let's have a little look. Is that about right? So if I put that right in the corner, I think if I make my box, let's have a look, 4 inches isn't good. I'm going to go 4.5 inches wide. We'll take it to there. And let's have a look, would 2.5 be quite, 2.5 would be quite comfortable, wouldn't it? So 4.5 inches by 2.5. And then you decide how deep to make it. So if I look at this, I think, an inch looks perfect. And you see, so it's about 1 inch deep. So I want a box. Let's write this down, right? Let's get a piece of scrap card out of here. Right, so I want my box to be, so finished size, we wanted 4.5 by 2.5, by 1 inch deep.
1 inch deep,
So that's the size we're working to. Wonderful handwriting there I've got.
Very nice.
So that's the size that we're going to work to, right? Now, here's what I want you to do. This is where you're going to think. Not add up, just think, right? So if we want a box, we need to come down an inch, along 4.5 and up an inch. So whatever the thickness of the box is, you double that and add it onto the side. So we want 4.5 plus an inch for each side. So you want 6.5. Yep. So to do that box, we need 6.5.
I feel like I'm on countdown here.
And then the other way, we're going to go down an inch. We're going to come back along 2.5 and then up. So it's 2.5 plus an inch for either side becomes 4.5.
Right.
Yep.
Yes.
So we're going to do 6.5 by 4.5 inch card is what we need to make the box that is exactly that size. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take this out now we've done our measuring. I'm going to use the guillotine, seeing as we've got it on today's show, just so I can show everybody who's maybe not seen it. So I want 6.5 by 4.5. So I'll come down here, 4.5 that way.
Now we've got 2 guillotines on the show. Of course, we've got well, I say it's a mini one. We've got the smaller one. You're using the larger one there.
I am using the larger one.
The cutting inch, 13-inch cutting capacity. That one. That is on the show as well as the smaller one for you if you need a guillotine currently.
So 4.5 by 6.5, 2 pieces exactly the same size. Yep. And we wanted to do it in inch. So can you remember, if I go back over to my box making section, these lines were every half an inch. So any guess on which line we're going to use, Ben?
Hello, what? Sorry.
So we want to be an inch deep.
Oh yes. So
and these lines are every half an inch.
2
He's on it.
is an inch, isn't it? If they're half.
And can you remember, it's like a tester, yeah? Which one of the scoring tools am I going to use?
Oh, you want to use the medium one?
Oh, he's been listening. Yes. Right. So we're going to go all 4 sides. This is my lid.
I feel under pressure. It's like being back at school. My teacher always used to pick on me just when I was having a daydream.
There's my lid.
Yep.
And then we're going to go line number 2 for the base. Exactly the same, all 4 sides. And it will automatically adjust the lines on the base to the lid, right? So I always swip over to this scoring tool so that what I can do is I can easily burnish. So both of them will burnish. This one's just a little bit easier to do that burnishing with, okay?
You know the other ends of the tool, I know you probably covered this earlier on, what would you be using those for? So is it slightly larger one and a slightly smaller one?
Yes, so the very, very pointy one is brilliant for envelopes. And also if you're scoring things like acetate.
Oh yeah.
And then if I use the very, very large one, that is brilliant for decorative embossing. All right, so I use that for my decorative embossing. So here we go. I am doing now all 4 sides, and I'm doing that, just cutting the little notch out.
Okay.
So there's my lid, and then this one here was my base, straight up and then just up from the bottom. So I'm just doing exactly the same technique as you saw me do with the really, really big box, Ben.
Okay. We're about 5 or 6 minutes away from doing the draw for the voucher. So any last questions you want to get in? I think, amazingly, we have managed to cover pretty much most of them. And as I've said, you know, ones that we haven't, hopefully, you know, if you're getting the DVDs or if you've already got the Ultimate Pro, things are covered in the instructions as well. Lots of people asking about replacements as well, like the people who've lost like the black closing clip and things like that. Do we sell like those sort of accessories? Have we got those?
We do. We should have most of them. Should just be on the website that you can just go in and add in. If you put next time you put in an order in, you can just add the extra bits. If you can't find anything, just ring our customer services team.
Excellent.
And they'll be able to sort it out for you. But yes, because we make all of these Ultimates here in the UK, which is why I was like, oh my word, I can't believe we ran out of UK Ultimates.
Yes.
Like, what, 15, 20 minutes into the show?
Probably not even that.
Yeah. So actually, so don't worry. Oh, look at that. I mean, perfect, Ben.
Yes.
Absolutely. Not that you're going to be giving somebody just a tape pen as a present.
Well, you might do,
it's
the stocking filler.
Now, I wanted to advance this and show you the other option for this. So this is a regular box, right? What about if you wanted to do one of those slider boxes? So a slider box is like a matchbox, right? So it's like these ones here. So if you wanted to do a slider box, do you want me to show you how to do that now?
Yes, please.
Right, here we go. So let's imagine what you do is you make the box base in exactly the same way as before, right? So, and as ridiculous as this sounds, you make the box base, but you make it on the lid side. So you actually make the lid as regular. So we're going to, you would make the, what you'd do is you would cut your card to 6.5 by 4.5. use box lid on all 4 sides and you end up with that, right? Then what we're going to do is we're going to make the slip cover wrap. So the first thing is, how deep is this, right? Now we know it's 4.5 inches because we measured it, didn't we? So what you need to do is you need to get yourself a piece of card and cut it to 4.5 inches. Sorry, no, it wasn't 4.5. Yeah, it was 4.5 inches. Yeah, it was 4.5 inches. Doubt myself for a moment there. So 4.5 inches, and you just need a nice long piece of card, 4.5 inches. Here we go. Now, when we're getting into accurate scoring like this, okay, I mean, you can do this on your scoring box making set, but if you want to be more accurate, you can go and do it on your boxer if you want, right? So here we go. I'm going to work now on box base. So I know I'm totally confusing you because I'm saying do the inside of the box on box lid and do the wrap on box base. It's only for wrap boxes. And if you think about it, you know what I explained earlier? When we do the box base, what it does is it slightly offsets the lines and it's a little bit further out. So when I say line 2 would be 1 inch, it's not. It's 1 inch plus a little bit. And that plus a little bit means the base of your box, the sides are a tiny little bit higher, Ben. And because the sides are a bit higher, it pinches the space off the bottom, which is why the base is a little bit smaller and it can fit inside the lid. So use these lines to think every one of these is 1/2 inch plus a little bit, or 1 inch plus a little bit. So let's have a little bit of a think about this, okay? We need to come first of all, you need a scoring tab. So what you do is you put this on your box base, you score the first line. Oh, I'm using my really pointy one. Look at this. I was writing notes on this one. I was going to write notes of what you asked for.
Right.
Clearly, I've just answered questions as we've gone along. So that's all right.
It's just got a bit organic, hasn't it, I think?
So this is going to be our little gluing flap. I'll show you it as we're going on underneath the bottom, right? Then, can you remember how high this was? 1 inch. Yep. So what we need to do is we need to use our inch line, but know that it's 1 inch plus a little bit. So we'll come under here and we're going to score this inch line. So it's 1 inch plus a little bit, which means it's not going to be too tight to wrap around. Okay? So there's our next one. So if you imagine where we're going, we're now going around. So can you see it's just that tiny little bit bigger to allow it to wrap around. Then it was 2.5 inches wide. So 2.5 inches wide, every 1/2 inch will be 1/2, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5.
But still, it's a little bit more than 2.5.
Now he's got it. Now he's got it.
So
it's 2.5 plus a little bit. Yeah. And then we need to come back down. We need to come back down the other side, which was 1 inch plus a little bit. So 1 inch plus a little bit. There we go. And notice every time I fold and burnish, and then you take this back to the butting edge. And then the last one goes right along the bottom, was 2.5 inches. And actually you do the 2.5 inches and you get your little cutter and you're just going to cut that off there. And then what you'll find is that is exactly the right size slip case to go over.
It couldn't be easier, could it? I mean,
it could not be. Watch what I always do. I like to actually make it around the box, right? So that it's not too tight. You've got a nice little area to push on. So can you see there? I'm just going to pop that into place. Give that a rub on there. And now I've got a slip case, which is exactly the size of my tape pen.
Brilliant.
Now, do you want me to quickly show you that card that you really liked with the 4 slip case and how it works?
So is that the same sort of
It's exactly
process,
the same.
this one here?
So you make, that one there, you're going to make 4 of these slip cases, right? So can you see, I've done this same principle, but it's just slightly smaller. And this is the project that's on the DVD, right? So it's exactly the same. Whereas I made this one exactly the right size for the tape pen, this is just a little bit smaller. And what I did it so that you could go, let's just open them all a little bit. 1, 2, and then you've got 3 like this. And I've just got little brads on them, just so that they just open up a little bit easier, right? 3 and then 4. So I've made all of these because I wanted my base card to be just less than 6 inches. So I've made all of these just less than 2 inches each and 3/4 of an inch deep. So you've got 4 of them, and then all you do is you do the 4 of them, and then you stick a piece of card to hold them all together.
Wow.
Right? And then you make an easel card to go on the top.
Yeah.
So this here is literally those 4 boxes. But the clever thing is knowing how to do it. You're going to basically make, once you've learned the slip trick, you're going to make the 4, stick them together like that, and then they just make into this fabulous little slip box. And the reason I make these specifically 3/4 of an inch and not an inch deep is because what I've done is, in the past, this is a 6x6 card that is 3/4 of an inch deep. So I make a nice inch deep envelope box on my envelope box creator with my 3/4 of an inch card. So you can actually make the card and the envelope box to put it in, which is all on the Advanced Construction Techniques DVD.
Which is definitely a perfect partner with this collection. Jan said just ordered. Bernie says I have this. I love it for box making and bows. The envelope box is great also. And Molly on YouTube says, yowza, I love that word, yowza. 654 people here. Good job, CC. People love their ultimates. They are absolutely, do you know what? You asked for it, you got a masterclass in it. Don't you worry, you want it, we will bring it. We will, I tell you what, be doing, I think, another one of these very soon, because it's plain to see that loads of you already have this amazing tool, and even more of you now, because I tell you what, we spoke about the stock here in the UK being obliterated. Loads of you in the US now taking advantage of this deal and getting yours. And if you think about it, you know, even if you just take away from today's show some of the demos that Sara's shown you, you've got a few things to be getting on with. But then when you consider all of the other kind of hints, tips and tutorials that are out there, all of the stuff on the DVD, that USB which is coming as well, I mean, seriously, this is something which is just going to grow with you as you kind of grow. You know, we're hearing from people, we're hearing from you telling us, you know what, I bought this, 9, 10, 11 years ago, and I still use it each and every single day. Loads of you, including Laura Lightgale on YouTube, another person who's saying this, so many of you saying this. I bought the Ultimate on one of Sara's first appearances on HSN many years ago. I still use it always for bows. What a great investment. And so many of you saying that. Oh, Sandra Dundas has sent in something that she's made with her. This is like the box you've got in the studio,
Sandra,
isn't it? This
wow.
is great.
Oh, that's, now Sandra, that is Ben's officially favourite box.
Yeah, it's just brilliant. Is that's kind of, well again, actually, I would imagine once you've got your Ultimate Pro, something which you can kind of put together quite quickly once you've got the know-how to it.
Oh, it is, because all you're doing, Ben, is making 4 boxes.
Yeah.
And then on the DVD, I explained to you how to do the different size to then wrap it in. Honestly, it's wonderful. And what I'm loving about this is, Ben, it's the fact that you're not just seeing me. I mean, honestly, I always joke and say I could do this upside down with one hand tied behind my back, standing on my head, because I literally live, sleep and breathe everything kind of card making, box making wise. Construction is really my thing.
Yeah.
But what I always say to people is, it's when you see other people doing this, it's really awesome. But when you see other people that are doing these advanced projects, people haven't been sending the basics, they've been sending the advanced ones.
Yeah.
Just shows, and we wouldn't have sold 250,000 of these if it wasn't not as awesome as I'm telling you it is.
And by the way, if you want to see the demo where Sara does do the demonstration, standing on her head with her eyes closed upside down doing the cartwheel, it is on one of the DVDs, or might not be, as the case may be. Right, let's remind you of other goodies that we've got on the show. Of course, the Essential Carlisle Glue Kit proving really popular. Lots of essentials for your craft room, things that you don't want to run out of. I love the fact with this kit as well that you get the fine tip glue applicators as well, which are really handy. You're getting 2 packs of those, 2 in each, along with your glues, £15 or $28 if you fancy that. As I mentioned, we've been seeing Sara using the guillotine in the course of the show. We've got 2 different sizes. This is the smaller one of the 2, but again, very handy. If you haven't got a huge craft space, maybe, for example, you like to have something a little bit more portable than a larger guillotine you've currently got in your craft room. This is perfect. $19.99 or $27.96. And as we said, do you know what? The great thing is we do have so much more as far as information is concerned with those DVDs. So the Crafter's Companion Ultimate Advanced Construction Techniques DVD, $14.99 for those. And again, so many different ideas, tutorials, tips, inspiration, about 5 hours worth, I think, on there. And then we've got the Ulti cards and Ulti boxes DVDs as well. Again, so many different ideas for all those boxes, all those different cards as well. So if you have been asking about different cards and different boxes, definitely worth looking at those DVDs, which are on our website. Right, we are around about 10 minutes away from the end of the show. I can't believe
I've got time for another demo.
Oh yeah, we'll pick our winner as well in just a few minutes. Thank you if you have sent the question in. We'll do that. Someone's going to win a £20 voucher or a $20 voucher. We'll do that in a second. What can you show us for your final demo?
Right, well, I thought I've still got this Garden of Love paper pad here.
Loving that.
We've still got some, haven't we? So I'm going to pick a really nice... Oh, that one's really nice. Oh, I love that one too. Now
yes.
That's going to look fabulous, right? So, look at that. I mean, the papers for envelopes, but these would be amazing, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you... Let's do what's called a... What's it called? I think we call them like bonbon boxes.
Oh yeah.
But it's where the box all meets together, okay? Now, if you're using the US Ultimate, we are going to use tri-fold 12 by 12, right? Because the sheet of 12 by 12, and we're going to tri-fold it. If you're using the UK, you're going to use tri-fold A4. So I'm going to use tri-fold 12 by 12, which is this line here. And I'm going to score all 4 sides with that tri-fold 12 by 12 line. So basically, the clue's in the name, tri-fold, we are scoring it into 3 equal sections, right? He's there, he's on it.
I am, seriously.
Then, what you do is, in the corners, just choose one of the lines here, you put your tool on that point, and then just feel till you get to that line, turn it round until you feel, can you see that that is going to go right out to the edge? So now I can score that, and it'll go right out to the edge. Can you see? I'll do that again. So I put my tool on the scoring line, just feel along till I get to that nice straight line, twist my card round till that is lined up with the very point at the edge there, and score out to get to the point. So you're going to do that in all 4 corners, so we get that lovely kind of score line out just in the edges though, okay? So there we go. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these, the burnishing tool, so to the side of your scoring tool, and just give all those crease lines a nice crease over here, okay? There we go. So we're just going to score all these over like this, and you get that lovely, lovely finish on it.
Stephanie's saying this is my favourite paper pad, by the way. Lots of love for the Garden of Love paper pad.
You know, and we're getting down to like the last of our stock here.
Yeah, it's funny. Stephanie says it's beautiful in real life. I know what you mean, because sometimes when we show you here on the TV, it looks amazing sort of through the cameras, but then when you get it back, it looks even more beautiful, I think, when you do see it in real life.
Oh, it's lovely, isn't it? So I'm just giving a nice crease to all those pieces out in the corner, right? And then all you're going to do is, with a little pokey tool, you're just going to poke holes into the 4 corners, or if you've got a hole punch to hand, which I just didn't happen to have, you're going to hole punch the 4 corners, and then a little bit of ribbon. So where's our nice ribbon that we were working with earlier? And I'm just going to take this ribbon, and what you do is you go into one, so we're coming in here, and then out the next one. Yeah. And then you come back in to the 3rd one, and back out of the 4th one. Now this is a lovely box. I'm doing it in the big size, Ben, but you can do exactly the same principle. And I do these on the box making section of the board, and I do them at like 1 inch deep or something, and they're a perfect size for like a little Ferrero Rocher or a little Lindt chocolate or something.
Lovely.
And they hang on the Christmas tree nice. Or you can use them as like little favours at weddings, or I've used them as like little place settings as well. I mean, how easy was that? And this is one of hundreds of easy, simple projects that you can do on the own. I sometimes forget to do the basics like this because I'm forever trying to show you really advanced stuff. Yeah. But actually, it's these basics here that make this tool worth its weight in gold.
So many of you have enjoyed the show today. Again, if I was to read out all of the messages which are coming through, I'd be here forever. But Kathy on Facebook saying, this was my first purchase and I used it but didn't realise all the things that you can do with it. Thank you so much for this masterclass. Yolanda on YouTube says, I've learned a lot today. Thank you, Sara and Crafters TV. And Yata on YouTube, so excited to be able to make a professional looking bow instead of something a kindergartner made. Well, you can definitely make amazing looking bows. And how many times did we wrap that bow round earlier on? Just brilliant. Kathy, I love the little bottles that come with the glue. I take it with me everywhere. No need for the big bottles. Yes, referring to the glue bundle which we've got. Sandra saying on Facebook, the Ultimate Pro is engineering genius.
Yes. My dad would love to hear that.
And Serenity on YouTube says, I'm glad I kept my board. I'm learning a lot. Yeah, there we go. I mean, you said it, Sandra Odell on Facebook. Engineering genius is what you're getting today. And this bundle is fantastic for the fact that you get your amazing Ultimate Pro. You've seen with it card making, envelope making, the paper trimmer aspect of it, the fact that you can make bows on here as well. Just so many different things that you can do with it. You're going to get the boxer board, scoreboard, and those embossing boards, the sweet things and special treats, allowing you to make things like those popcorn boxes, like the party favours, takeaway boxes, the little milk cartons. Someone commented about the milk cartons earlier on saying how cute they are. They're included. And then you've also got your Sweet Treat CD-ROM in there as well. All that included for that amazing, amazing price. And as I said, hopefully over the course of this show, if you're new to this, you're now thinking, do you know what? I definitely need one of these in my life. And we've given you a bit of a taster as to some of the things that you can do. But if you already have this, again, hopefully we've given you some more hints and tips. And actually, if you're one of those people who's gone, I use it for a while and then sort of put it away, maybe you've been given the hints, tips and inspiration to get yours out again and get using it. It's been brilliant to have your company and so great to get all of your questions in as well. Did mention at the start of the show that if you did ask a question, we were going to give away a voucher of £20 or $20 to spend with us. And well done to our voucher winner who has been selected, and it is Lauren Damon on YouTube.
Woo!
Yes, Lauren, that's yours. Congratulations. If you just email down here, prizes@crafterscompanion.com, our guys will sort out that voucher and get that across to you so you can get spending that with us at Crafters Companion. Well, 2 hours has absolutely flown by. I must say a big thank you to Sara, just amazing.
Oh, and you're not getting rid of me this easily. I'll be back in an hour because it's Creative Cravings Day and we've got a hunky-dory special. So I'll be using my Ultimate. I'll be making some amazing cards because we've got all of that card stock in there. It's the last chance we've got on a lot of the stock that we've got here. So Creative Cravings is going to be a phenomenal show. You've got an hour to go and get a bit of breakfast or a bit of lunch, wherever you're watching. If you're a savvy shopper, you can go and shop ahead of us, but we'll be back here in an hour for 2 hours special hunky-dory Creative Cravings.
We certainly will do. Love a bit of hunky-dory. And I tell you what, let us give you a little bit more information as we say goodbye for now. And this little video give you more hints and tips and ideas about the amazing Ultimate Pro. We will see you in around about an hour's time.
The Ultimate Crafter's Companion is an all-in-one compact carry case which is going to allow you to score, measure, trim, emboss and embellish. The case incorporates 10 vital paper crafting tools, all rolled into one lightweight and portable product. If you're crafting at home, this makes a great workstation, or the carry case design allows you to easily pack up everything you need for crafting on the move. With the Ultimate Crafter's Companion, you can make hundreds of different cards in all shapes and sizes. Working with standard card and paper sizes, you can fold anything, from basic bifolds, trifolds and gatefold cards, right up to pop-outs, jump-up cards, or even more complex keepsake books. Simply rest your cardstock against the carefully calculated grid lines, read off the desired size, and use one of the specially designed scoring tools to create an accurate and very professional crease. Every card needs an envelope, and with the Ultimate Crafter's Companion, you can make envelopes in any shape and size to match all of your handmade cards. Package your delicate craft projects in colour-coordinated matching envelopes and add a professional finishing touch. No longer will you be restricted to making cards to correspond with ready-made envelope sizes. With hundreds of possible size combinations, your imagination is the limit. And for those really special dimensional cards, you can create 3D box envelopes to not only house but also protect your handmade card creations. Create your own boxes in any shape and size, from a matchbox right up to a shoebox. All of the calculating and measuring has been taken care of for you, so you can simply follow the guide and create custom sized boxes which fit together perfectly. Triangular, hexagonal, diamond-shaped boxes are all possible, as well as your regular boxes. You can also create specialised exploding boxes or expanding boxes too. You can even make your own favour boxes for those special occasions. Any craft toolbox should include a paper trimmer, and when you're crafting on the go with the ultimate paper crafting tool, you'll need a paper trimmer at your fingertips. The integrated trimmer stores inside the tool and clips into place for easy access. The ergonomically designed cutting mouse holds a standard size blade which is very easy to replace. Create delicate embellishments for your paper crafting projects with the integrated bow maker. The simple 6-step process will allow you to create perfect bows in an instant. For paper embellishments, you can use the decorative embossing shapes which are featured throughout the board. Emboss onto specialist papers, vellums or even acetate to create your own intricate toppers. Everything you need comes included with the tool and stores inside for easy access. Each unit includes a full colour instruction book, cutting mouse and ruler, the bow making pegs and 2 specially designed scoring and embossing tools. Whether you're crafting on the move or using this as a complete workstation at home, the Ultimate Crafter's Companion provides you with all the tools you need at your fingertips. Once you've mastered the basics, you can progress onto more advanced projects with the Ultimate DVD. Create your own wedding and party invitations. Make specialist gift boxes and decorative ornaments. Take your paper crafting onto the next level and maximise the potential of this fantastic 10-in-1 paper crafting tool.